Today we're going to be looking at the Bahama Mama cocktail, probably one of the lesser known tiki or tropical cocktails. And probably that's because it wasn't a Don the Beachcomber or Trader Vic recipe. However, the origins of this cocktail do trace back to the 1960s and does have that holy trinity combination of rum cocktails of rum, coconut and pineapple in it. But it also comes with a curious little addition of coffee. Now I have to say, I really like the cocktail in its standard spec. It's a really, really good tropical cocktail, but that doesn't mean to say we can't have a little play and put some fun little riffs on it. Now, in full disclosure, I'd never do much research about cocktails. That's not my thing, but also will say, also I do kind of know about this is the Bahama Mama recipe that most of us would probably know is not actually the original Bahama Mama. The original Bahama Mama resembles more of a planter's punch or a tropical, what's it called, a reggae rum punch. It's like orange and pineapple and coconut, I think, and grenadine, and it's nothing like what we would know the Bahama Mama as. So I'm not looking at that kind of OG, like very early, maybe even late 40s, early 50s recipe. We're looking at the 1960s version with coffee. So first riff straight away, when we look at the original recipe, there are, it depends which one you look at, but they do have healthy amounts of coconut rum and coconut liqueurs in there. They never, like if you look at Difford's Guide, it never name drops, but what it's essentially hinting at is Coco Canu and the addition of Malibu, like coconut rum, as in 37.5%, 40% ABV, and a coconut liqueur, 20%-ish. We are going for Plantare's cut and dry. For those of you who don't know, this is actually Barbados rum, and it's when rum is distilled, so it will come off the still 70, 80, possibly 90% ABV. It will go into a barrel and then age. It's then cut back with water to bring it back to bottling strength, like a 40% ABV. The whole point of me telling you that is because that's where this is different. Is they actually use proper real life coconut water, cracking the coconuts, and they use the coconut water to bring it down to bottling strength. So we're just going for 30 ml, 1 ounce. I'm gonna amp that up with a bit of the OFTD. Oh, flipping Nora, that's dangerous. Let's go that way. The F stands for something else officially, but I don't want to, the coconut aromas on it, that's really, really good. Right, don't want too much, it's just like seasoning and a tiny bit of amping up. So we're just going for a 10 ml of Plantaray OFTD. If you watched the last video, and that's why I'm using it in this video, because it was kind of on the top of my head, we want coffee liqueur in this. This is the solo, it is coffee liqueur. It's slightly more amped up than Kahlua, but it's the PX version. It's aged, rested in sherry barrels, PX sherry cask barrels. Get this lovely walnutty, caramelly, toffee kind of vibes going on there. My golden rule with coffee liqueurs these days is, it's not that I'm anti-Kahlua, it's just that, you know, Kahlua, when I first knew it, was mid 20% ABV, maybe slightly higher, and they just keep dropping the ABV to save them tax. They add more sugar. It's what, 17% ABV now. It's a shadow of its former self, especially when you've got brands like this. You've got brands like Mr. Black, for example, you know, that proper coffee liqueurs. The ABV carries the flavor through, all right? So 10 mil. Now, you might argue so far that we're sort of, even though we changed the kind of ingredients up, we're sort of similar to the base recipe. One of the little tweaks I am bringing in here is a banana liqueur. I know banana and coffee works really well. I know banana and coconut works really well. 10 mil. Now we do want some lemon juice. I used the Boiron 100% lemon juice. It's up there. Also, I will say for the original recipe, I do think it's quite citrusy. It's 15 mil. I do think it's quite citrusy. So I'm going to bring that down. Just going for 10 mil. If ever I was going to use agave nectar in a cocktail, it would be this one instead of like sugar or demerara sugar. But again, we don't want too much. We're just going for kind of like a 10 mil squeeze. Got some pre-measured 100% pineapple juice here. This is just supermarket bought in the UK, but it is 100% pressed. It's not concentrate stuff. It's not long life, you know, cartons in the juice aisle. It's in the fresh aisle if you go to your supermarkets. 100% pressed, 90 mil. And then definitely, this is where Saline comes into its own in this cocktail. We're going for 5 drops. Also, I will say Saline, it doesn't make your cocktail salty. It just amplifies flavors. Glass choice I'm using this time, it's another one from Artist. Thank you very much, Artist. And this is the same range as the previous couple of videos, I think. It's the Back to the 20s. Again, they call this a bramble glass, but it's like 17 ounces, but a great looking glass. And garnish wise, couple of pineapple fronds. I've got some Frona banana in there because I used the banana liqueur, some dried banana. And I thought instead of pineapple, let's go for some coconut chips on top as well. Now, if you like my style of cocktails, don't forget I've got a free PDF ebook where I'll show you how to riff up 10 of my favourite cocktails. If you want to get your hands on that, there'll be a link in the description below, a link in the pinned comment, or you can scan that QR code that's on screen now. I can't stop sipping and tasting that. I really, really like that. For me, my palate, that is slightly better than the mass, but I'm going to justify that because I think some of you may prefer those Coco Canu and Malibu vibes as opposed to the Plantaray cut and dry vibe that I've used there. You're going to want sweeter coconut in your face, whereas what I've created is more balanced, more rounded. Nothing punches out more than anything else. I love the addition of the banana in there. I think that's fantastic. The banana and the coconut are in level playing fields. The rum is just kind of there, the pineapple juice there. The one thing that might throw it off for some of you is still that lemon juice. You might want to cut that lemon juice back just ever so slightly, even more. But for me, that's a great, great, well-balanced tiki tropical cocktail. And I love that coffee liqueur that I've put in there as well, because you do get these fruitier sherry notes with also this caramelly toffee note coming through that as well. I think that coffee liqueur, I think that's going to be a big, big player in like over the next sort of year or so, or other coffee liqueurs are going to go down that route to sort of mimic them and bring in other flavor profiles to coffee, because that just works really well. So your turn to get involved. I will put my recipe, what I've just created, and the original recipe up on screen beside me, but I want to hear from you guys. How would you take Bahama Mama and put your own little spin on it? Now, is there anything I would personally do differently there to them? The one thing I am thinking, this is the second time I've made this now, and I thought the first time, I thought exactly the same the first time. What I kind of actually craving for me personally, from a tiki point of view, it's like spices. Whether it's a ginger, my head went straight to King's Ginger. That's where my head went. I think the addition of ginger in there would be amazing. But I didn't want to put it in that cocktail because I wanted to talk about it now and how you could actually riff that up even more. The other liqueur that I thought would be amazing in there is the one sitting right beside it. I think Liquor 43 works beautifully well in that sort of flavour spec as well. And I think I would keep the banana in addition to these. I think the banana deserves to be in there on the merits of that drink. I think with the addition of ginger, the addition of Liquor 43 maybe, give you something slightly different. I'm not overly convinced I want aromatic spice in there, aromatic bitters. I think that's a step too far. The spice I'm talking about is definitely ginger. Maybe a spiced rum. I think that might be a good shout as well. But this is not a boozy cocktail. You know, even though we've got the OFTD in there, we've put 40 ml of booze in there. It's not, you know, the OFTD, probably you could say 50 ml total. But you know, it's not a strong in your face cocktail. It's an easy sipper. It's a beside the swimming pool, beside the beach cocktail, and I really, really like it. So I can't wait to see your suggestions. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. You won't miss any of my future content. And YouTube got a very clever way of putting new videos in front of you if you watch this one. And talking of new videos, the very next one I'm attacking is the Chartreuse Swizzle. It's not often this bad boy comes out to play, but this bad boy is definitely coming out to play in a big way next time. I'll see you then. Right, let's chop this.